All right, you guys. So today's topic in my head happens to dwell around twin flames and that whole union and how it seems we have nothing to say about it. It is what it is. It was already meant to be. And you probably know how this twin flame works because when you met yours, you knew it was unlike any other. It was one of those things it was captivating. It wasn't like a high school sweetheart, even though that could have been the scenario. But it was just something that, you could not deny. Not that you knew even a twin flame existed on this journey, but whoever this person was, you knew that they were different. It's almost as like immediately you had met your equal. And it's hard to put in words. This is just one of those things where you just have had experienced it in order to check off all the boxes when somebody else starts talking about it. It's like you totally get it and understand. I would like to think about the twin flame journey as, a part of the spiritual walk. Like, we're considering the things that have happened, that have taken place, that have changed us. But this happens to be connected to a particular person that we shared a life with, we shared intimacy with. It went deep. But it's like that depth was already there from lifetimes ago. So it's like kind of just jumping in and just getting right down to it. And I'm not meaning that in any sort of sexual way, but that could have been the case as well. It's like it just felt right. It felt natural. It felt like that's what, you were supposed to do because you've been doing it. It just was part of the, the song and dance. A lot of things in that equation with this twin flame journey just, it just felt natural. Like you didn't have to think about it. How do you jump in and out of something like that? Well, that's because it was already like known to you. In the physical, you just met this person, but soul tie wise, you've known this person and they knew you. I think a lot of reasons we don't like to talk about the twin flame journey is because it is personal. Like there's a lot of stuff in there that you probably would not want to admit to because, it did cause you some losses. It did cause you a lot of hurt and pain. And it's like you being this, this strong spiritual being. It's like, how did that not work out? How did I fall for that? How did this happen? Why did they not recognize what it was early on? And why, a lot of questions you ask yourself. So the conversation in my head is going so many different directions. I said, let me just pick up the phone and just record this because the messages are coming in. But, I like to come from a perspective of, well, how do we fix this? How can we manage it, go further? So I'm talking about, the loss of the connection, meaning there's no longer any interest in this person who you knew was somebody you were supposed to be with for a lifetime because you've been together lifetimes. And I'm not saying that you can actually go and describe, what lifetime this was and when this happened or the course of the lifetimes. I'm not, that's not required. It's like it's an innate feeling that you already know. So the destruction of it, I don't think that's possible, y'all. I don't think it's possible for you to cut and clear your way out of a twin flame union, do any kind of divination or pay someone to do it. I don't know if that's possible at this point, y'all, just from a personal point of view. Me being someone who had met their twin flame and obviously it not working out, but then there still feels like there's some sort of connection there. Like even though you're physically not around this person, you don't even speak to this person, you don't have any pictures or anything to remind you really of this person, but that connection is still undeniable. And I would say more so now because if I'm speaking to the divine one, it's meaning that you passed the test, but they didn't do the work. They fell short. They've fallen by the wayside. But that connection is still there. I don't need to tell you or have you confirm with me that you can still feel it. Like even over the weekend, I always kind of know what's going on with this person. It's not even because of my gifts. It's because I connected with somebody who I was supposed to be one half of. When we came together, we were supposed to be made whole. So a lot of balance should have been there. A lot of, things coming into fruition would have happened then. Like that, just that coming together was divine, God sent. It was supposed to be that way for us to be able to come, to our highest divinity. This person was not aware of that. They knew, didn't care, or just thought I was just some random. I don't know what they were thinking. And then also what makes it complex is I don't know what kind of divination they were doing on top of this twin flame journey that they did not recognize what it was. How they were manipulating the energy. Maybe they were doing love spells on me. Maybe they were doing black magic, dark magic to try to stop me, block me, steal from me, take from me. All of those things are on the table for me. This is personal for me. But even over the weekend, I can feel when this person aches. I can feel when they're crying. I can feel when they're confused, because you know why? It's happening to me, but it's not because of my doings. Like I could just be minding my business and all of a sudden it just comes upon me. That's how you know that you're still connected to that person, because obviously they're going through. You have no reason to want to have to incorporate any sort of feelings of sadness or desperation or loss or, captivity, being trapped. Those energies aren't warranted for you. It's for them. So it makes me, criticize this whole thing about, you can separate from your twin. You can do that. You can get another twin. We have many twins. That may be true, but in my case, I'm not feeling it. And again, this could be because of, things that they were doing to try to keep the connection alive, because they recognize the goodness of the connection, but they weren't trying to do the work. They weren't trying to make it work. They weren't trying to do none of that. They just wanted to keep you trapped in a little box and put you on the shelf and always have you there. It's given me a vision of an urn. Like you're dead, but you're in a vase or urn to be kept alive, like your memory to be kept alive. But for me, that just means that that's energy that they're able to constantly utilize. It's always going to be there. And that's another thing that I was going through over the weekend, which I've always thought this, when they have these memorializations, like, every year we got to celebrate someone's death or something, or they want to keep throwing it in your face. This person passed away thousands of years ago, but they still want to keep that alive. Like even with celebrities, like why? Oh, y'all are still benefiting off of that person's energy, right? And we could be looking at it from a perspective of royalties. Maybe they're receiving a check. Like specific, I'm talking about like the greatest entertainers alive. They still want to keep that person alive. Royalties, possibly. There was energy. I'm sure if they were a starseed, obviously they were able to have these supernatural gifts and abilities to entertain, whether it be singing, playing an instrument, whatever that was. People are still going to benefit off of that, but it's like, why pull us into it? Oh, they need our energy to give to that, to put more into it, to harness it. Okay. So that's the same way with I heard disposable twin flame just now. Golly. So disposable means like they have to get another go around. Disposable means, okay, so let's just toss that napkin in the trash. We got plenty more. Although I don't know who that pertains to, if that pertains to them or us. Who knows? But anyway, y'all, just the complexity of this union. And what I'm getting to is, the fixer. How do we fix this? What can we do? Even though they're not, at their best, and you're, doing what you can. This is by way of dream state last night that I started even thinking about this. This was me trying to hold up a building that was falling down with my bare hands. Like I had configured it with some sort of ropes and ties and incorporated like patio furniture, because it was like a patio sort of balcony situation, but it was crumbling, it was falling. But I had all of these contraptions to try to keep it from falling. But that's why we're having this conversation now. It's like, why am I doing this? Well, it's because it's a duty, it's a responsibility, is what I'm hearing now, because of this person going through. So right before I started to record the message, I was even hearing, like, you gotta, when people say, oh, you gotta pray for this person, but you may not want to. Like, why would I want to pray for this person? And then that whole thing about forgiveness kicked in. But I acknowledge it as this: you going on your journey, minding your business. And we have to give this person credit, because you probably would not have been where you are now on your spiritual journey if it were not for this person. Let's just keep it a bean, as the kids say. So what I wanted to add to that was the sirens threw me off just now, y'all. They threw me off completely. So me going back to the dream state, let me just get that visual again and hold things up. Okay, here we go. So to pray for this person, I feel like you just keep doing you, but at the same time, you don't want to sabotage yourself. So if you know this person's going through, you might whisper a little prayer, or you might just, acknowledge it as what it is, but then strengthen your own self up. That could be a way of acknowledging that that's not your pain, that's not your sadness, that's not your hurt, and sending it away. Or you could take that and heal that up real quick. And what they say, send them light. That's like saying a little whisper of a prayer for them. Or you could just strengthen yourself, because that tie is still there. Now, will they ever acknowledge that or have you to thank for that? Because I'm sure you'll never throw it in their face, because you don't even talk to this person. It's like you're still carrying the weight. That was me with the balcony, trying to hold it together so it didn't fall and crumble. But it's like almost like I had no choice. I couldn't let it go, because all of those pieces would have fell, and then the rest of the building would have fell, and there could have been bystanders walking along the sidewalk below that could have got hurt. So that's the strength of you still holding it together. But you may not care if you even see this person again. But while on this journey, it's like you have to do what you have to do for you, even though they're benefiting from it. But don't even, consider it that, you're helping this person, because really you're helping yourself. Both of you were supposed to be one. You're one half of that person. That cannot be denied. I don't feel like that can be taken away. We can't exchange anything. We can't get a refund. We can't take it back, y'all. This is some sort of agreement that has already been made. Now, they didn't do their part. That's not your fault. But at the same time, you don't want to continue to carry this weight. So what do? I heard reverberate. That's not the word. I don't know what reverberate. I have to look up what the actual word is, but it came through so strong. I have to see the meaning of it, because I'm not even sure. But y'all, the whole point of this message is to let you know that you don't want to harm yourself. If you are able to recognize that twin energy is there, that person's not doing so well, and that it's affecting your life. So now it's like, well, what can I do? You're not going to go, physically talk to them, be with them. Like, that may not be, your first choice. And it doesn't have to be. I don't feel like we're required to do that, especially if this person hurt you and harm you in so many different ways. But I feel what you can do is for you. Like, if you recognize those things coming on you, do something to build yourself up. So, I think the easiest method is to, if you feel like you're giving into something that's negative that they do, you should stop doing it. That's only going to be for a few people. It could be for many people that could understand and relate to what that possibly is. Because if you're keeping something alive for them that's not benefiting them, but you enjoy it, that means you got to stop doing it. You got to find something else to do. But as much as you love to do it, they love to do it too, but it's harming them. So, the twin flame thing, y'all have a lot of things in common, obviously. But yeah, I feel like that's one strong point right now for who it needs to be for. And then, maybe incorporating different things even in your physical. Like today, I never used to wear red until I had to participate in one of those Christmas pajama pictures where everybody had coordinated pajamas. We all had red shirts. So I kept the red shirt. I never owned any red. But I noticed when I wear this red, I get a lot of love, a lot of extra attention, but the attention is the response to love, like people sharing with me, or just things. People are just nicer to me. Like the lanes just open up for me, so wearing red, that's for you, because while this person's going through and you're picking up on all of that, you can combat those feelings by wearing red. I mean, that's just a simple sort of like solution to one thing. Like there could be many complications with this, but the point is that I don't feel that this could be broken. But you can continue to do what you need to do for you, and knowing that is helping uphold whatever that person is going through. Whether you care for them or not, they're still a part of you. So it's like you still have to do your job. I saw a nurse, like nursing them. I know you don't want to hear this, but I mean, do you want your life to continue to be riddled by this person's bad decisions and mishaps and regrets for how they treated you? Because that's what they're going through. Everything is pointing to you and what happened with you all's relationship, and they're feeling it. I heard gut, so it's hitting them in the gut, y'all. But you're probably picking up on that as well, but you don't need to. But it's going to happen. But what can you do to combat it? So those were just some little things that I shared with you, to do that. If I have to wear red every day, I will do it. If I have to use any other color to try to attract different things because, certain things are coming in heavy and I don't like it, I need more of this, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Anyway, y'all, I hope this helps. Oh, and obviously protection, obviously. All right, y'all, take care.